Yes, back in the cyberpunk city once again. You know, it hasn't been too long since we've been here last, but we don't have a name for this city. This city is unnamed, so if you guys have any suggestions for names, leave it in the comments down below. Anyways, we have some good plans for the cyberpunk city today. I do want to work on a little bit of an area right here, and also this section right here. I'm tired of looking at this old, decrepit iron beacon here. So I guess let's tear this down real quick. So first, I want to work on our little Tokyo area a little bit more, kind of just polish it up a bit more. This building here, I think it's time to get rid of it. It was like one of the first buildings I made in Little Tokyo. I'm kind of tired of it. It doesn't really fit the vibe I'm going for. You know, the roofs are correct, but like this doesn't feel like it really fits in here. And I want it to be a bit more building-like, a bit more city building-like. So we're going to tear this down, replace it with a brand new spanking one. We're also going to push out this tunnel here a bit further. We're going to carve out more of this mountain, mostly because I want some more stone, but also I would like to connect up this little, you know, that street there. I would like it to connect up over here at this little intersection, so not too much further we have to carve out, but, you know, a nice little chunk, you know, maybe out to like that torch right there. And then right over here at this little corner at this intersection, right where it's nice and blank, I want to work on a little bit of a park. Now, I know it's a cyberpunk city and a park doesn't really necessarily fit into, you know, a very cyberpunk theme, but I'm thinking we kind of keep it a little run down, unmaintenanced park. So it kind of still feels like there's some nature in the cyberpunk city, but it hasn't been maintained and the city isn't funding the park anymore kind of vibe, you know, right next to the entrance of the city as of course. The main reason I want to do a park right here is because I don't want to ruin the view of this building here and like these buildings here and make a whole new building. It's going to block off a lot of that stuff there. Out over here, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. I just think this whole little facade we have going on right here, this lane of buildings, if you will, looks so good. Like, it looks so pretty. I love there's so much good detail in there. And I don't want to cover it up with a whole nother building. So we're just gonna make a nice little park there. You know, we'll cover up some of it, you know, with like a tree or something fancy like that. But yeah, I definitely want to keep that a little bit more open. And then if we work on a building that's gonna go right next to the entrance to the train station, another building right here will help kind of fill in this little gap right there. And I think it'll be a nice little time, you know, spending some more time in the cyberpunk city, slowly whittling away at all of the stuff we have to do here. But our first objective for this episode is actually inside here. We're gonna bring back a segment that you might have forgotten about. Interiors with Barce. Alright, so our first plan of action for this building is to carve out this floor. I made this floor initially when I first made the building and I thought it would be fine. Nice little temporary floor. It's time to tear it out though. We're gonna replace it with a nice wooden floor design. Alright, there we go. Nice little kooky floor pattern. I wanted to, you know, kind of have a nice homey feel to it. So we're also gonna replace some of the walls here with some bricks. And I think also this back wall here, you know, we have like the graffiti that's supposed to be on the other side there. So we're going to double up the wall here. I really hope it doesn't look ugly with the glass there, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Not like here though. Oh, damn it, man. Okay, wait, I don't like how that looks. So maybe we flip the graffiti from this wall to this wall and then maybe move this trash can over on this side. Yeah, maybe. I'll do it a bit later. Okay, but this wall needs to be replaced with bricks. Not the entire thing, but we'll kind of dabble it in. We'll have it be a majority brick. Ooh, nice little brick pattern. Okay, it's actually looking pretty good. Now let's actually All right, let's add in a nice little countertop to where someone would be ordering their food at. Ooh, look at this right here. This could be like the little menu, right? Oh, this could be like the menu right here, you know? Menu, coffee, $200. We got an inflated economy here. And then the countertop right here, boom. And I think it would be cool if we could somehow figure out a way to put some item frames behind these to be like the little display, like the little baked goods or whatnot, the little cake pops, whatever you will. If I were to, oh wait, but if I do this, these connect and I can't. What don't glass planes connect to? Fences? And then I can do this. Oh, is that real? Does this work? Oh, no way. It does work. Let's go. All right, I don't have anything to put there yet, but that's a nice little display for the counter there. Let's add a bit more support there. And then I don't know what to do for a cash register. Maybe just a little quartz block or something. All right, we'll come back to that later, but I like this blue contrast here for the counter. Looking nice and tiled, you know, really fancy feng shui, if you will. Now let's get some seating in here. We're gonna use some jungle for that because I think it looks the prettiest. Okay, nice little seating area, not too crazy. Keeping it nice and simple. And then I definitely do want to add in some hanging plants. Now, we're going to take a little bit of inspiration from my greenhouse here as well, because I did a really good job of creating a very cozy and very green and luscious and foliage-filled room over here in the greenhouse over in the Italian village. So we're going to take some steps from here, like the hanging chains here with the, you know, big pot, and all this stuff right here with the hanging vines and some hanging leaves to kind of add some more greenery inside here to really contrast with the red brick walls. Okay, we're cooking here. This is so cute so far. All the greenery, all the shrubs coming down from the roof there. I think adding in some paintings might help. Okay, that's a big one. Might help kind of fill in some of the blankness on the walls. And also, there's a lot of art and like posters and stuff in typical cafe fashion. So let's grab some bricks here. All right, I'm really liking how this looks. I definitely think we need to replace this back wall here. It is throwing off the whole vibe in here with the light blue there. Oops, lag spike. So let's go ahead and swap out this wall. Try to mimic the graffiti maybe on this wall, or maybe just no graffiti at all. Let's experiment. Okay, that's so much better. That's crazy. Getting rid of the blue was a good move. So let's try to decorate this back wall here, because this is also going to be a really big focal point. You know, when you walk in, you're a customer, you want to see something pretty back here, you know, and also the menu. The menu is right there. So let's work on the back side over here. Maybe get some items in that item frame as well. Boom. Okay, this is cute. This whole little room is pretty cute. How's it look like from the outside? I haven't really gotten a good look looking in. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, you get to see so much. You get to see so much detail on the outside. It's got a nice little mood lighting too going on the inside. It's nothing too crazy. I do want to light up this spot a little bit more, and I think maybe a glowberry might be our answer. Do I have any boner meal? Nice. Okay, and then my only problem is this little vine right here, which is just gonna keep on growing, and I don't have any string on me right now to fix it, but that's what it's supposed to look like, right? Like just like that. But yeah, this is cute. It's so cute here. I'll fix up the menu real quick. Have a proper menu. Look, there we go. We got some drinks, some food, and we got even a little special section for the pumpkin pie. All right, enough detailing in here though. I had a good little fun making this interior here. I'm glad I swapped out the back wall there because it was giving me a little bit of struggle, and you know, like layering it up, you know, doing the double layer wall there was not really a good choice or like a valid choice because it did look a little whack from the outside. I'm glad I didn't though, because the view from the street makes this actually look like a real coffee shop that you would go into and, you know, do your homework in or do some work or just go on a little date or something. I don't know. I like it. It's so cute. But yes, we've officially finished the cafe interior. It's the next day, and I did a little retrospective on it, and I love it. This is such a cute interior. Oh my gosh. But anyways, we have a quick little project we need to accomplish over here. I talked about carving out this little chunk of stone. So I think let's get started on that. Clearing out a lot more space here, making sure there's enough room for another road here. And maybe I'll finish out all these roads too, because I think I have the deep slate to do it now. So let's get started on carving out this little chunk of stone. Ah, yes. Mining stone, so fun. You know, it always hurts me a little bit when I don't feel like I have a clear-cut objective for one of these videos. Like last week's video, you know, with the whole lighthouse and the whole terraforming project, it was very, very fun to record that video, and I had such a clear, you know, objective at the end of it. But this video, you know, it just feels like a bit more of a filler, and yeah, it makes me sad sometimes, but it seems like you guys enjoy these episodes still. Yeah, it could be tough sometimes to come up with, you know, like an original idea. And I think it kind of shows a little bit in this episode. But you know, when an idea strikes me, I get really excited for a video, and those are the videos I'm most proud of for sure. And I hope you guys still enjoy, you know, even these little filler episodes. You're kind of doing the mundane little tiny tasks. All right, the big dig is completed. This took way longer than I wanted it to, but it wasn't terrible, it wasn't the worst. And we got all of the streets laid out now, looking nice and completed finally. It looks like we can actually start populating these streets a little bit more. You know, I still want to add in some more details like I did with the basalt here and some like the sideways deep slate, but I'll kind of just do it as I'm, you know, working on those streets. But I think I'm ready to work a little bit more on the little Tokyo side here, and I definitely want to get rid of this building here. I think I mentioned that in the intro. So we'll tear down this building here. We'll make a brand new fancy looking one. I have a cool palette that I really want to experiment with that I was messing with in creative mode, so I'm really excited to see if that, you know, translates over here pretty well. But as the sun sets, look at that beautiful fog right there. Gosh, I love the fog in this game. It's so freaking awesome. But as the sun sets, we shall work on our new building. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the montage. All right, we got a brand new building installed here in the little Tokyo area, looking pretty sick. I love this palette up here, especially this right here. The white terracotta with the inside texture of the mushrooms and then a little bit of the stripped birch logs there as a little bit of the highlight for it. Looking pretty good. These colors blend together super well, especially these two right here. Definitely going to be using that more in future builds. But this build is inspired by a Pinterest post that I found. So if I find a way to credit the person, it'll be on screen right now, who came up with this palette. It's an amazing palette though. I love the clay. Clay's an underrated block in this game. It's such a nice grayish blue color that really isn't used a lot, and I'm glad I was able to use it here because I've used it up there before on like the little graffiti that says barce, and I got a little bit of that clay there in the white concrete Oh, and then we also worked on the park right here, which turned out pretty much exactly how I wanted it to. I still don't know how well it fits into the overall theme of the cyberpunk city, but I definitely am happy with how this turned out on its own. It's a cute little park. I mean, not really that cute. It's pretty run down and like it has that really nice like underfunded park look to it. A lot of dead grass, which we use like these path blocks for, and also putting grass on top of the dirt makes it seem like weeds, kind of sprouting out from the dirt. Like there isn't a lot of like maintenance going on here. Using some ferns occasionally just to kind of break up the grass a little bit, and some tall grass back there to kind of cover up some of the slide right here, which this slide is quite, I think this is probably one of the best slides you can make in Minecraft for like a playground slide. Nice and simple, you come up here and you come on down, whee! The rails act as like the slide for it. I mean, obviously it's not very practical, but in terms of the angle, okay, actually I guess that's the worst spot. But in terms of like trying to interpret a slide into Minecraft, I think this is the best I'm going to get. And then some little park, no! There we go. The little benches here are a nice little touch to, kind of fill up the park a little bit more. I was wanting to add in a swing set, but I felt like the swing set was going to be a little bit bigger than I wanted to. Like this is about as big as I wanted this to be. I didn't want it to be any bulkier. Kind of keep, using the fences a lot, keeping it very thin. And then some lampposts too, just to make sure no mobs, no bad guys can spawn around here. Then down here, I also added in some dead trees with some like coarse dirt and some podzol underneath them, nice and spread out. Maybe in the future we'll add a little bit of leaves to them, very like sparse leaves, but I also want these to look like they've been underfunded and like not maintained, and like this city pretty much doesn't have any sort of like gardener or any funding for like any sort of nature projects going on. The cafe is a little different because it's like, it's owned by whoever owns the cafe, so they really lean into having much greenery, kind of it being, in a weird way, a sore thumb in the cyberpunk city, but feeling a lot more like inviting. Now, excuse my lack of energy right now. I'm a little bit under the weather. Happy Halloween. Yeah, I'm a little bit sick, so I'm not sure if there's much more I'm gonna be accomplishing this video. Let's see what future Barce has to say about it. All right, so right over here in this little plot right here, it's not quite too big for anything, you know, super grand and especial. So we're gonna build one more little building here. It's gonna be a tiny little apartment complex, a nice little squeeze into this plot here, just to round out this little, you know, whole lane of stuff we have going on here. And eventually we'll work on this other side here. But for now, we're gonna work on that little building there. So yeah, let's get started on it. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the montage. All right, here's our second building. Kind of added in right here, tucked into this corner. Looking really nice. I'm glad I went with this palette. It's a very interesting palette. Taking some other pieces and parts from other buildings here, kind of, you know, piecing it all together here. Using these kind of tones here, the jungle and the mud bricks, and using it up there too. Kind of taken from this build here. The white obviously taken from here, and like the corner building over there. And then the black part, I just want a nice something the contrast on the bottom here. It's very brown toned and red toned, so I thought this would be a really nice little piece of contrast for the street right there. And from over here, you can barely even see it. It's just this right here, you know. But let's get a nice angle and talk about some of the details. So a big thing for me for this build is I wanted a lot of little balconies here, you know, little tiny apartment complexes. And even on the side here, there's like little tiny windows. But yeah, just a very simple silhouette, very square. But, you know, trying to add a lot of depth in there with the layers, you know, trying to, each floor has its own kind of theme. And also kind of, you know, so like having a little bit asymmetry in there too with these floors. So like, you know, it's all even on this floor, then like it's a little offset, then it's even more offset there, and then adding in the roof to kind of balance it out a little bit more. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this build, you know, still keeping in some cyberpunk elements. I like these right here, like there's some sort of LED light, you know, very minimal little LED strips. I did it a little bit over here as well, but keeping it a bit more cubed. I don't know, I thought that was pretty interesting. I need some glass right here, but I forgot to grab it, and frankly, I don't care. Yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with what we've accomplished in the cyberpunk city. Not as drastic as I wanted it to be. I think the park is definitely the most drastic thing we did in the city. I think replacing this building has been such a blessing. Every time I've come over, you know, from the Italian village, I'm coming up the road, and I see this building, I'm like, this is way nicer than what I had before. I'm very happy with it. Leave a comment down below if you guys have any ideas on what this little storefront can be. Since we already have like a convenience store, drugstore right here. I know I kind of built this with the same idea in mind, but this could be, you know, something else. So if you guys have any suggestions, leave a comment down below. Anyways, that's going to do it for today's episode. Excuse me for the lack of content in this episode. I'm very sick. It's yucky, icky. And of course, if you liked the video, like the video. And if you liked me, subscribe to the channel. All right, that's it. Bye.